98% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't lived the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and damn, they sent me where the life is be. The level 4 with depth and fights, the type of shit they like to see. True choices fight or flee, I refuse to die a chump. I never been a bitch, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get punked, some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5. Year-long racial fights when homie, all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole, causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, bulldogs and skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF and Gumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. The Northerners was loony, quick to ride up on their rivals. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in their Bibles. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damoos, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IEs, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pie Rules, the Hustlers quick to roll, the Gangsta Crips move. Whatever clique you choose, you better stick to the...
Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down. Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life. I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Yeah, that's me gassing on the intro. The flow is nothing like Curtis Flow. If you want to check out more of my music, go to my YouTube playlist, scroll down to gas stations, and you will find more of my music there. Now, let's hop right up into this video, man. So, yeah, you see the topic, man. Will WACk and DUBS have an interview? So yesterday or the day before, somewhere around there, WACk went on his IG and he was talking, and he said that he would be open to having a meeting with the YouTuber DUBS. He said that basically he pretty much liked the way DUBS get down. He liked the way he carry himself, so on and so forth. And he would be willing to either go on DUBS's platform or have DUBS come on his platform for an interview, right? Now, in the past, DUBS has, he's made a few videos about WACk, kind of went in on him a little bit. And to keep it 100, man, like I always got to do, I necessarily don't blame him, man. WACk has said some extremely disrespectful things about Mexicans. I've seen him make statements that have definitely been extremely stereotypical, and you could definitely say that they were racist statements. And if a person had made equal statements along those lines, especially another race had made statements equal or along those lines about blacks, I definitely wouldn't be inclined to have a favorable opinion of that dude, But one thing I can say about WACk, right? WACk is a equal opportunity disrespecter. If you happen to get on his bad side, the dude is going to go in, man. I think that WACk definitely gets overshadowed by the things that he says and some of the things that he does. And people fail to forget that WACk is an extremely intelligent and shrewd businessman. I believe he's the head of Cash Money West, the record company out here, Cash Money has out here on the West Coast, right? And so he is the manager of the rapper Blueface. I believe he manages, or at one point in time, he managed the rapper Game. And so he does a lot of things, and he's extremely intelligent. If you just sit down and listen to him talk, or if he's giving an interview and he's not upset and being disrespectful, the dude is definitely an extremely intelligent dude. He has a real sharp business savvy, and I think a lot of that sometimes gets overshadowed by some of the disrespectful things that he says to people. Of course, he made the statement that he would be willing to, to sit down and talk with DUBS, right? Now, I don't know if you guys happened to see a couple days ago. Well, actually, it was a while ago, right after the fiasco with WACk 100 and Blue Devil, Gunner and DUBS happened to be live. And so they called WACk. They was talking and they said they had his number, and, Gunner was like, okay, well, let's give him a call, man, and see what happens. Let's see if he'll answer. Now, I guess previously Gunner and WACk had some issues previously or whatever. And so they had spoke a while ago. And so let's call it what it is, man. At that particular time, Gunner making the call to WACk, I won't necessarily say he was clout chasing, but he definitely was looking for a story. This was on the heels of, like I said, the interaction that WACk 100 had with Blue Devil. And so, of course, Gunner's calling. He's trying to get some information on the things that had transpired between Blue Devil and WACk. But now, of course, you know, but now when you call WACk, you're expecting WACk to be WACk. And at some point in time during the conversation, things went extremely left. For those of you guys who may not have seen it, I will insert a little bit of that conversation into the video right here.
Should I call WACk 100? Let me see if I got his number right here and see what he has to say.
Who you calling?
I'll call WACk 100. Is this WACk 100?
Yeah, who's this, man?
Man, hey, look it. This is Gunner.
Who?
Gunner.
What Gunner?
Gunner from YouTube.
Gunner for YouTube. I know you. Where you from? Up north? That's you?
I'm from, yeah, that's me.
I talked to you before, right?
Yes, you did.
You from like Fresno?
I'm from Merced. From Merced.
Yeah, you and another dude from Santa Barbara.
Yes, me and Dubs. Dubs is right here. So trip out on this. What happened with that cat haters world, man? Hey, Bubble Butt 100. Stop it.
Listen.
On Paru. Stop it. At the end of the day, man.
I'm trying to understand who you scared of.
I ain't scared of no one. Hey, look it. I'm not running from digs. I ain't scared of no one. Period.
From who?
Exactly.
Did you roll it up off the yard?
Nope.
Did you get rolled up or not?
Nope. Here's the difference with me and Waiters World. I ain't scared of you, Bubble Butt. WACk 100. Use a pump.
Yeah, as you see, things between those two guys definitely got ugly. You know, I think at some point in time, WACk felt that, you know, Gunner was playing with him. And then, of course, you know, WACk, he went right into his disrespectful bag. And the conversation, you know, turned out a little ugly. Now, of course, to keep it 100, no pun intended, these dudes are on the phone, right? They're on the phone and they're doing a lot of lip boxing and tongue wrestling, you know, whole lot of stuff that to me is just, you know, it doesn't make sense to get into with another individual. You know, Gunner's letting him know, hey, man, you got me twisted. I'm not Blue Devil. Hey, man, no disrespect to Gunner. You know, he likes to clown. I like to clown and joke. I don't know if anybody ever seen Gunner in the boxing match, man, but hey, the way Gunner was in there, you know, throwing them chingazos, man, I don't necessarily know if anybody would be afraid of Gunner either, man. Check a portion of this out, man.
Here we go.
Come on.
Look, it was right there. I'm gassed out already, Dubs. I'm backing up. Look. Look how I throw punches. Look at right there. Could have threw an uppercut, but I decided it wasn't worth my life. You know.
Listen. I know what's coming.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know who the hell Gunner's trainer was, man, but hey, he needs to fire that guy. Hey, one thing I can say, though, man, I didn't realize Gunner was that tall and that big, you know, because we see him sitting in front of the screen talking and stuff. So, yeah, I didn't have any idea. Gunner's a big boy, man. He's got some weight on him, man. He's got his chingazos ain't necessarily right, but yeah, you know, he's got some weight on him. But like I always love to say, man, big don't spell bad. But anyway, man, enough of that. While they had this little disrespectful dialogue going on, you see Dubs, he was chill. He was right there, but he played the background. He refused to get involved in that conversation or whatever, right? Later on, you have WACk saying, hey, you know, I'll sit down and talk with Dubs. You had a lot of dudes who may have been interested in seeing this interview just due to the potential explosiveness it could provide, or it could potentially produce, because everybody knows, you know, WACk will definitely he can definitely get disrespectful. And I think you had many individuals who was sitting back curious, wondering, and some hoping that this interview would take place so they could see the dialogue between these two dudes, you know. So I think Dubs mentioned it yesterday in a video, but today so Dubs makes a video and he gives his final answer about that potential interview in the video. And so from everything that I could gather, it's not going to happen. You know, Dubs said he, you know, it was just something that he wasn't inclined to do. He said basically due to the disrespectful comments that WACk had made in the past, and due to the feelings of a lot of Mexicans about WACk 100 and that he's a racist or so on and so forth. Dubs did not want to take the chance of alienating his people, or being considered a sellout maybe because he interviewed a dude who has made disparaging remarks about Mexicans. But anyway, I'm gonna play a portion of it. I'm gonna play a portion of Dub's words in the video so you guys can hear him explain it himself.
Posed the question to my subscribers yesterday, and I already knew where I was leaning because, like I said, I have to make sure the raza gets something out of it. I didn't see where they could and where they would, right? And unlike these cats that scream my name for views, I know for a fact, if I do a video, if I do an interview with WACk, if I interviewed him on my channel, minimum, I'm going to make $500 off that video. Minimum. I don't need that. I don't need that. And again, shout out to WACk. No disrespect to you. I think WACk, you understand where I'm coming from. There's a lot of raza that feel that you have issue with raza. I think you have issue with anybody that talks bad about you. I think that's where it's at. And, but there's a lot of raza that feel that you have issue with raza. And so for me to call you on and interview you, to a lot of people, that would be validating you, right? And I just don't want to take that chance. I just don't want people feeling like, damn, Dubs, and you kind of took a step back. So the money that I could gain, the views I could gain, the subscribers that my channel would get, it doesn't outweigh the feelings of a lot of raza.
And so there you have it. You see Dubs explain it in his own words why he's not inclined to sit down and do an interview with WACk 100. And once again, like I say, man, I don't blame him. All money is not good money. And, I think a person has to have principles, so on and so forth, right? And if that's something he felt not good about doing, then of course, like I said, had another individual who was not black made, comments that was equally disrespectful about blacks, I'm definitely not going on the interview, right? So you have it. For those out there who possibly were hoping they would get a chance to see the dudes sit down and talk, it doesn't look like it's gonna happen, man. Anyway, you already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.